You don't need luck. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Chalice Twilight Roads on the initiative order. I'd say it's a pleasure to meet you all, but we've met a few times and we're ever slowly running down our crew here, as you can see by the wonderful 4 people sat, not across from me, but over in one of these directions. Tonight, we will be embarking on our final episode of the season and seeing exactly where that ends all of these wonderful people. End being the operative word in that statement.
Thank goodness.
I make no promises. Now, before we go around and meet our lovely cast, much as last time we were here, sorry, just moving some stuff around. Everything is going wrong. Technology.
Wouldn't be well then.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't be one of our streams.
Hey, not wrong.
Technical difficulties.
As I said last time, and we will be continuing to do so until the end of the month, it is, of course, Hispanic Heritage Month. And in light of the struggle in Puerto Rico due to Hurricane Fiona, we at the Initiative Order are continuing to raise funds for the True Self Foundation. True Self is a non-profit that works on advocacy and relief programs for the LGBTQIA+ community, with a focus on the trans community in Puerto Rico. So they grant scholarships, assist with funding gender-affirming surgeries, provide free legal services for name change processes, and of course make economic contributions to victims of gender violence and other emergency situations. Now, we've been running this, as I said, for the month, and we've already hit our funding goal, which is fantastic. Thank you to everyone who has given. It's really, really appreciated, not just by us, but of course, everyone that's going to help out over in Puerto Rico and all over the world. So please, if you can, continue to give. All of the details are over in the comments. Fire away, help where you can. Now, in relation to not helping, we're going to run through and meet our lovely cast for however long they may still be here. First, on the chopping block, we'll start with Jago.
Anybody seen a Jago?
That's you.
Oh, hi. I'm Jago. Oh god, I don't know how much longer I got left to say that I'm playing Jack Hooper. I made it to the last episode of the season at the very least. We can take that small victory to the grave with us. Yeah. Oh god, I'm gonna need I don't need luck, I need a miracle at this point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
isn't that wonderful?
At least I'm right.
Let's not go that far.
Okay.
And let's see who is next on my blacklist. It's Billy.
Hello, I am Billy. I currently play Subil. Possibly not for much longer, as I'm sensing is a theme amongst the atmosphere tonight. Wish me luck, everyone, and wish everyone else luck. Please help me.
I wish none of you luck. So we're going to continue to move along, and I don't know, Max looks the most happy. Let's target that.
Yeah. Great. Hi, I'm Max. I'm going to be playing Jules for this episode, may not in the next ones, depending if I'm alive. But for the time being, I'm happy to play Jules.
Episode is a very hopeful statement. To the break, maybe. Who knows? Lynn.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I play Cecily. By some marvel, one of the squishiest members of the group has made it this far to the end of this season. Whether or not Cecily will be alive, or even me will be alive for season 2, remains to be seen. So, let's see how we go.
Indeed. I mean, I don't rate any of your chances, frankly, but I've been wrong before. And when I'm not DMing, I am Ben, and I am the occasional quixotic quester, quizzically querying queer quandaries, spending my time working through questions.
Ooh, little.
It's getting bold.
Yeah.
Damn, someone's got an ego.
I'm so glad to be ending on cue. And in the realms of being on cue, please, over to our intro.
The time this finishes.
Okay,
Go
recap.
then,
We
go.
recap. We break into the house. We get Sam. Jules stabs some wardens in the head with some syringes. It's fine. We get Sam down a ladder. 3 of us are running. We've got Sam. We're heading for the boat. Edlynnne stands up to Kanehurst, who is the big bag. Kanehurst lops off her head. We accidentally set fire to a building. And that's probably it in a nutshell.
That's basically it.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I got 2 seconds to spare. What's complaining about, eh? Have a voice point.
Spice.
Look at that. Fantastic. Great work. Hi, everyone. Thank you for sticking around for the intro. And for that was amusing.
Such
For
an
me?
ass.
Yes. Right. So, diving straight in. Fires continue to make their way across the rooftops. The small house that up until 20 minutes ago had been the site of a singular mission to protect a child from dangerous felons. Now lies with 5 corpses within, the roof burning, the rest of the building slowly turning to ash as the flames lick around and catch those nearby, spreading as men, women, and children flee from their homes to watch in the streets as everything they have ever worked towards burns down in front of them. Nearby and around them, Inquisitors, Protectorate, and even Warden agents sprint through the streets after the criminals that set fire to the house, who murdered those inside and disappeared into the night with a captured child. Or so they believe. Watching the flames stands a single man in a silver mask, a sword dripping with warm silvered blood, as he stands over the corpse of a decapitated woman. Around the corner, hiding within shadow, we come to Jack. As soldiers march past him, moving into the alleyways and heading down to search the area, him having just narrowly avoided notice. As he stops dead in his tracks, looking across and through the chaos to see the face of a friend lying 5 feet from the shoulders which once bore it, their eyes open and lifeless, as the face of Edlynnne stares out at you, Jack. Blood dripping slowly from the stump that is now her neck. What do you do?
Okay, cool. So, give a little silent prayer in my head to whatever, some dragon god, I don't know. Maybe I think there were multiple. Take care of her.
Worrying truth is you don't know, because you never asked.
She had a thing about dragons, I don't know. Left and right, what's my surroundings looking like?
To the left, the road leads deeper into Old Town, heading off towards the Protectorate offices and a steady stream of uniformed men and women making their way close in on the area. Their eyes are wild and live as they scan the faces of everyone that they pass. You get a couple of passing glances just move over you, and you take to the shadows the best you can. On your right, the road turns into a crossroad, one heading north further into the northern portion of town, up towards the bridges. The second south away from you, leading up the hill and past the flames. The furthest road leading down towards Dust Docks, where you can already see numerous riders on horseback taking to that road, rifles hanging in hand, the white of inquisitorial robes flowing off of their backs.
So I feel like Dust Docks is a bit of a bust, although we are going to be meeting, well, original plan, get on boat at Dust Docks, go to Dawn Docks and get a bigger boat. I'd have to cross a bridge to get to the Dawn Docks, wouldn't I?
You would.
Okay. And the most direct route to the Dawn Docks, if none of this bullshit was here, which path would I be taking? Would that be towards the Fire and Canehurst, or
to the Dawn Docks?
Yes.
You would be turning back on yourself and going by the northern road, which would take you over the bridges.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's wait for a gap as some people go past and just try and sneak over that way.
You wait for a few moments, and just in doing so attract even a couple more passing glances in your direction. I need you to make me a coordination stealth check. It's opposed.
Oh, lovely. Oh, shit. We don't have momentum because we used it all. Gotta love that shit. That was coordination stealth, yeah.
Coordination stealth.
Lovely. Things I'm not particularly great at. Please, for the love. Anything. I mean, it's 2 successes, but...
For the time being, it doesn't seem like anyone has noticed you. You generate 1 momentum. But currently passing you are only Protectorate officers.
Okay, that's...
You've got yourself a moment.
That'll be fine.
Whilst
the moment there's a gap.
Whilst you wait, there's more activity nearby. You see the man in the heavy robe stood over Edlynn's corpse turn and shout out an order. Whatever it is, lost between the wording of it, lost behind the calls of the guards around you. Rapidly, you see a number of protectorates and inquisitorial troops move over to both him and Edlynne's body, gathering up her head, placing it directly next to the corpse, and then drawing a heavy iron box from the back of a wagon that slowly kind of pulls up through the worst of the crowds. They place the body within, place a large metal plate between the neck and the head, and seal it.
Oh, really sorry.
Before they have even finished the task, Canehurst stalks off, heading into the nearby alleyways with a contingent of inquisitorial troops. You don't know where your friends went. You never saw them take a path through the smoke.
Yeah, I mean, he shouted, cut off the dawn docks, or the dust docks, yep. So I'm going dawn docks.
At which point you turn and start making your way up and out, disappearing into the streets and hoping for the best that you can. Meanwhile, we technically change scenes, but I will be spending free chaos and no one will be regaining any stress. The roads are too packed, you're moving at too much of a pace. As we come to Cecily, Subil, and Jules, as you charge through the back alleys of the Dusk Docks, heading down towards the ship to be. Briefly, especially for Subil, you had already seen them. Loosely, moments before you realised you'd left Cecily and Sam behind. Thankfully, Bismarck arrived and guided you back. So at the moment, you have a whole 5 of you, including Sam and Bismarck. However, Subil, as you start guiding people through the roads and through the back paths, you have a momentary stumble. Your mind goes foggy for a second, and you hear something. So refers you back to the messages we exchanged earlier. As you lean onto the wall in front of both of your companions, just stopping dead and having to steady yourself. This strange tickling sensation running across your throat and passing in between the skin that lingers just underneath all of the stones that have taken place across your face.
Oh my god. Everyone just keep moving in that direction.
Yeah.
Just
I'll help out.
You guys just go. I don't know what this is. Just keep going. Just keep going. And Sybil's going to point in the direction of the boat that where is. Just everyone just keep going. I don't know what this is, but it might be hands related. Just please keep going now.
It is up. Go.
Yeah, Cecily, I'm just going to be like, obviously understanding the urgency that we need to go, but reluctant just to leave Subil behind. So just see if there's anything he needs or anything that we can do. Because I don't really just want to leave him in an alley with Inquisition around everywhere.
You can already hear the whistles closing in on your location. You can see as alleyways kind of crisscross and eventually lead to kind of open points where you can almost make out the roads that run around the area. You can see torches passing by, you hear the beating of hooves and the shouting of orders. They are right behind you.
My Jules is just going to go. It's just going to nod her head and just keep moving.
I'm very reluctantly going to, respect Sybil's wishes to usher us all on, but not wanting to lose sight of Jules and the prospect of getting Sam to safety, I will also follow.
The two of you give them a glance and continue charging off, doing the best you can. We are now going to start a stress track. This starts at 5. For every success the two of you get on a brawn athletics check, you will increase it by 1. The Inquisition will be attacking it. If it closes, they're on top of you. I need both of you to make a brawn athletics check of difficulty 1. Whomever is carrying Sam has a difficulty of 2.
Oh,
you have 1 momentum in the pool.
Lynn, I think you were muted there.
No, I was whispering to myself. I only have 8 brawn, no athletics.
I've got 10 brawn and 1 athletics. But that's it. So I'm going to hope I get 2 passes.
Yep.
Unless I want to use the momentum.
It's only 1, though.
Yeah, it's only 1, and I think we might need it for a little bit more.
Might try and build it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll make the check because I think the momentum should go to someone else.
Yeah.
I got 3 to 6.
Hey!
So that's 2 passes. Okay.
Wonderful.
Have a momentum.
Can I use that momentum?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
So back up to 1.
So 2 passes. Let me
Perfect.
just...
Back up to 2 again?
The two of you start sprinting.
No, just back to 1. Sorry.
The two of you start sprinting through the streets, rapidly making your way through the back alleys as quickly as physically possible. You're only going at this point by the loose directions Subil has given you, and of course, knowing roughly where to head. I need one of you, whomever is leading, to make an, we'll say, insight survival check with a difficulty of 2. Failure will cause me to roll an additional damage dice against your checks.
I've got 9 combined total.
Instead of survival, can I use stealth with my focus in urban?
It's urban camouflage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to argue not in this one. If you were trying to get lost and not to be found, I would say yes. But because you're trying to actively get somewhere, it will have to be survival.
How's the dog? Is the dog any good at survival?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Ismark can lead the test.
Insight survival comes to 12.
That's more than me.
Yep, okay, I'll roll for Bismarck.
Go, Bismarck. Fucking A. You can all assist though, right?
Nope.
That would be 1 success.
Oh no, don't say
and a
it.
complication.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh.
My dog is an idiot.
You allow Bismarck to lead the way. He does start charging off.
Dog.
Yes, you charge off, following after Bismarck as he just takes your word and bolts off. Immediately, he simply traces the path that he found Subil at.
Mm-hmm.
As he hits that, without either of you knowing that's where he found Subil, he then twists and heads down another alleyway. You follow after and rapidly find yourself at the dead end, with him simply stood there looking down at the backside of a butcher's shop, a bin overflowing with discarded bones and slowly decomposing offal. You continue to hear the shouts of the Inquisition behind you, including, due to the complication, a louder voice.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm sorry that my dog is an idiot.
It's okay.
Dog's gonna dog, man.
Yeah.
It's just
Dog do what a dog do.
For this turn and this turn only, the attempts to find you will be normal Inquisition members. As of next turn, they will be led by Canehurst.
Okay.
Voices draw closer, but they are not yet at your heels. Subil. Further back, your head starts to clear, and you feel only a single word just hissed on the wind. Run. The feeling of cool touch running along the skin under the stones doesn't dissipate. If anything, it becomes slightly firmer. The voices are drawing closer. You can hear them now behind you.
I'm going to start running, but I'm not going to start running to the boat. I'm going to probably swing north and try and head to the Dawn Docks and try and possibly wait whatever this out on the way. But I'm not going to where Sam is.
Okay. In which case, I will ask you not for a brawn athletics check. I will ask you for an agility stealth check, and it will be opposed.
Absolutely.
Or is one momentum if you want it.
13 to pass. So I think I'll be all right.
Okay.
That's a success.
How many?
And a complication.
No.
Unfortunately, you draw, and on a complication, I'm going to declare that you lose. You disappear into the alleyways as best you can, looping back on yourself and trying to cut through them. You pass by a couple, even taking to a point where you clamber up a series of stairs, leaping over a wall and using that to put more space behind you. Unfortunately, as you land and roll and hit the edge of a street, preparing to nip across it, a series of riders charge past you, a single one at their back, carrying a large riding lantern which illuminates the alleyway you're in. By instinct, they see movement, glance down, and give out a shout. I found one!
Run down the smallest, the narrowest alley I can find. Something that ideally a horse couldn't follow me in.
Make me a insight observation check, difficulty 1, to just quickly find one.
10 would instinct possibly help?
Instinct will be fine.
That is 2 successes. 2 successes.
Wonderful. You generate a point of momentum. Glancing across the street, you do see one. It is unfortunately, however, across the street. You are going to need to run out into it to get there.
How wide is the street?
About 15 feet across. It's a normal open pathway. The horses, you can see them, are basically continuing down. You can see the riders trying to bring them to a halt and twist them in place. You have a few seconds. If
I'm running, making it for now.
Make an agility athletics check. Difficulty 1, a failure or complication will be bad.
I only have 7 agility.
There's momentum.
Difficulty 1, you say?
Difficulty 1. You're only running across the street.
Yeah, I'll take a momentum. Fuck it. I need to cross quickly.
Okay.
So that's a crit, a failure, and a pass.
Wonderful. You generate momentum and dart across the road. There's a continued shout as one of the riders, having already identifies you, blows a large whistle which just rings through the street. As you run across there to your left, you glance up to your right and see more and more of them just piling down, at least 15 troops on foot, a variety of uniforms among them, but all having sighted you. A couple of loose shots are fired from crossbows and rifles that just clatter into the street nearby. A single round flies past your head as you dart into the alleyway. Closing it up immediately, you even have to kind of run to the side to give yourself the space you need. And with every step, you can just hear in the back of your head, "It's fine. Let me help."
Nope. I hate that. We keep running. Block it out of my mind.
You do your best. But as I spend 2 chaos, you gain a new truth. Simply reading, "He's coming." A fact that just materializes in the back of your mind. An inevitability. As you sprint towards Dusk Docks, closer than you would originally have thought, Jack, you hear shouts, you hear whistles being blared to your back. Glancing down, you even hear gunshots. Thankfully, not at you.
I'm not dying. It's not
Must
holding me.
ask, are you taking the streets or the alleyways? The alleyways will take longer.
That's fine for now, the alleyways, because I do not want to get spotted.
You start darting through. I need an agility stealth check, please. This is still opposed, as there are numerous guards still making their way from the bridges through town to the location.
Agility stealth, okay. I'm gonna spend some momentum because your boy is not the best at that. There we go. Come on. Crit. Just a crit.
Just a crit. You pass by 1 to generate momentum.
Oh!
You nip your way through the back alleys as quickly and as quietly as you can. You have numerous moments where you spot 2, 3, 4 guards all grouped together making their way down rapidly. Every single one of them drawing whatever weapons they have at hand, be that a pistol, a bow, a cudgel, whatever they happen to be armed with. You can even see at this point the noise, the shouting has drawn lights on in houses. People are leaning out of their windows to see what's going on as orders are being barked at them to get inside where it's safe. You nip through alleyways, and at one point you twist around and briefly catch your reflection in a window. And before you move off, you just see yourself stood there, younger, clean shaven, your hair slicked back, dressed in the clothes of a farmer, muddied overalls and heavy boots. A beautiful redhead to your side. A small strawberry blonde child stood at your knee. And you just catch that for a moment as the glass then breaks directly over your face. And just the glass falls away, causing the entire mirror window to just start to shatter.
No, we're not. We're just gonna not deal with that. Just keep going. That's not a.
You try to shake it from your mind and just start moving again. As 2 chaos is spent, and you gain a new truth. Think of all you have lost. Meanwhile, in the alleyways, continuing to sprint through, doubling back after their magnificent discovery of old meat and bones, Cecily and Jules. You whistle at Bismarck and continue to try and find your way. I again need you to this time we will lead with your insight survival check as you're trying to re-find your location. This is going to still be difficulty 2.
Okay. Do we want to try and trust the dog again?
The dog's got the best insight survival.
Insight survival. Okay, we're going to try. I'm going to give Bismarck a really good telling off.
We can give Bismarck a bone that we found, and it'll be very happy. Running around with a big bone.
Yeah. Okay. Would his focus and tracking help at all?
Yes, arguably, because he would. Yeah. We'll come to that.
Okay, so 12. Okay, that's 1 success. 2 successes. He's behaving himself.
You snatch a bone from the bin and just hand it to him, at which point he very happily perks up and bolts off, his nose twitching as he moves, scenting the air. You almost hope if you're giving him a big enough one, he might take out a couple of Inquisitors as he runs past.
Clothesliners. Yeah.
I need, once again, a brawn athletics check from both of you as you continue to run. Still difficulty 1 for those not carrying Sam, and 2 for those who are.
Brawn athletics. That is... a 1, which is 2 passes.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Lynn?
1 pass.
You keep your pace. Even though you've kind of lost some distance, you keep moving. Again, though, you hear more shouts, more sounds, gunfire off to your east. The dusk dock starts to come into view, however. You loop down an alleyway, twist to a large set of stairs that head straight down, and you can see it. Cutting down through this long passage, right on the far end of it, there they are. Whereas you now know your direction, it is still quite a long run. You can still, as I say, see lights, see people coming out into the street to try and work out what's going on. More calls for people to go back into their houses. And behind you, an imperious voice shouting out, "Move past! Cut off the docks!"
I'm assuming that's Canehurst.
Mm-hmm. Leads the next check against you. Shouts come closer. You start to catch glimpses of fire from torches and lanterns reflecting off of the windows that you've passed. Even glancing back, you can see the onset of these carried lights following after you. They're not far behind you now. You even briefly catch the glimpse of silver. Is there anything you would like to do other than run?
Internal panic.
That's fair.
How's the kid looking?
Still unconscious.
But like breathing?
Breathing slowly, surely, as if asleep quite peacefully.
That's
at least for the moment.
Yeah.
I
In
think
which
just keep running. Just keep heading for that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just take to the stairs and start passing your way down as rapidly as you can. Sybil. You pass through the alleyway, the narrow portion of it breaking open slightly and allowing you a little bit more space to move. Already you can hear people moving up behind you. A quick glance over your shoulder even reveals 2 people on the far end of that alleyway starting to pull in. One of them even haphazardly trying to draw a bead on you with a flintlock pistol in hand. You can hear more shouts, more orders as people start demanding to cut around, cut them off, run them down.
I'm sprinting, running, especially with the new truth. That's just making me more motivated to run as fast as I possibly can. I'm continuing north. As soon as I hit the river, I'm gonna dive in, swim down to the coast if I possibly can, and then I don't know, see what happens. But at the moment, I just need to get out of line of sight. I'm going to carry on focusing north and ideally go through smaller alleys so that I can't be pursued as easily.
Brilliant. In which case, I need you to make an agility. I will let you pick. Athletics will get you further. Stealth will minimize the chance of them finding you.
I have no athletics, so I'm going to have to max out, go for stealth.
Go for it.
Agility stealth, yeah. 13. That's 2 successes, just.
You continue running.
Actually,
go for it.
Sorry, I've got 5 in stealth, so a 4 would be a crit, right?
What's your stealth focus?
No, sorry. Yeah, it would be camouflage.
Unfortunately, not in this scenario.
Yeah, that's fair. 2 successes then.
You generate 1 momentum. You continue darting in between alleyways, stopping, letting people run past you in the opportunities you have. They are starting, unfortunately, at this point, even as you see a protectorate guard moving past in his kind of dark blue uniform, a short dagger in one hand and a heavy cudgel in the other. Large kind of wrought iron manacles glinting in the light as he passes you. You hear the orders being passed out to encircle the area, cut off all the exits. No one escapes. You lock yourself down for a moment. You know that you now need to get out of the perimeter that is being set up around you.
Okay. What are the roofs looking like at the moment? Are they fairly close together, fairly compact?
They're fairly compact, but they're old and they're thatched. And as you know, it's been raining recently, so they're not exactly stable. From your position where you currently are, you're essentially hunched behind a series of barrels using the low light of the area just to keep yourself obscured. This guard is stood just in the middle, calling out to another ally who you can see on the far end of an alleyway dart off. And as you just kind of watch this one man isolated, the voice just quietly creeps back in.
No.
I can take him. Remove him from your path.
No, you're not going to do that. Nope.
Just let me. This is for your own protection. Terrible.
Oh God, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Not giving you. Not again.
I need you to make a will resilience check, please. It's opposed.
10 and 2. Okay. 12. That's one success.
You try to push the thoughts out of your mind, push the influence away, and you can feel the air growing colder around you with every passing breath. Your deep, held breaths turn to ice and mist as they just escape from your lips. Everything around you still perfectly temperate, and you just feel the stones on your neck and on your jaw starting to separate. Push apart. You feel your neck being uncomfortably pushed up. You know that it should feel like tearing flesh, like cuts opening and blood escaping, but you just feel nothing. And you continue to just feel it creeping ever open, and the sensation of something pushing against the inside of your throat and the inside of your skull, passing through that barrier.
Oh my God.
At the last moment, it seems to pass. The neck solidifies again. You can no longer feel it. The pressure is still there, though, and you can still feel him. Let me help. They're only going to take it from you. You could be better than them. Stronger.
I really don't want your help. I don't want your help.
Rely on them.
Leave me alone.
No!
Fuck.
You are mine! You always will be.
No, I'm not. I haven't been for 11 years now, so leave me alone.
You mutter the words, pushing the thoughts out, and I need you to make a will stealth check.
Will stealth check.
Will stealth.
Will stealth check. How much momentum are we on?
4.
Can I nick one of those?
Go on then.
Thank you,
You've been
thank you.
good.
You've been a good boy.
Let's see how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
That's 2. That's 3. And it would... I know it wouldn't in the real world, but considering it's a will, would camouflage...
Unfortunately not. You're still going to pass.
Okay.
You generate 1 momentum from that on 3 successes. Okay. As you fight it back, as you push the thought through your head, you realize just in time that you're vocalizing. Every word you're thinking, you're saying. And you manage to just lower your voice just enough that the man stood directly across from you doesn't hear you. He does twist in place, his eyes passing over where you are, his hands just unsteadily twitching on his weapons. And for a moment, he just stops before shaking his head and heading up the alleyway, following after his companion.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm gonna head down the direction. Did he come from north heading south, or?
Yes. So you follow up the way that he's come from, he says quizzically.
He thinks confused before replying yes. Subil is going to head north. Carry on heading north. He's trying to hit the river.
You start passing through. It will still take you a little bit of time to get there, however. And you just have this uncomfortable feeling around you as you run through the dark, your occasional shadow being thrown on the wall in one direction or another, that shadow shouldn't look the way it does, as your shoulders are larger, more hunched, and as you move, you just see the imprints of hands slapping onto the walls nearby, small cuts in the granite and the stone and the wood forming as if something pulling itself just behind you.
Running.
And you continue to do so. As Jack, you break out of the darker alleyways and start making your way up onto the higher streets. Now we're getting to the point where you have no option but to take to them. You can see from your position the lights of the 3 bridges laid out ahead of you. The closest to you, unfortunately, you can still see the small barricades that have been placed on their far ends. You can see the hanging torches of guards still stood there, shouting out their enthusiasm and praises to the Inquisitors that pass by again on horses, charging down the road you are about to run up.
How much momentum is it for a question?
1.
Okay, I'm gonna spend that. Do the sewers go underneath the river?
You would know, even from your time trying to escape from the oil lantern, that they don't. They lead into the river.
Okay. But is that... That'd be another question. I'll push it a bit. Are these tunnels that lead into it like a full... Like, do they have any air pockets? Like, is it like river here, top of the tunnel? Does the water line cover the tunnel?
That would be another question, if you're happy to spend the momentum.
Sure.
Okay. From your memory, having passed through one of them, you know that the sluice gates and the larger openings into either the kind of man-made canal on the river and, of course, the larger internal ocean tend to be open and drop into it. However, on this portion, you can kind of you get yourself close enough that you can see across to the other side of the river, where you can see a combination of iron grated openings that lead straight out into the water. Normally what you would say would be about knee level, but every single one of them is blocked by these heavy iron bars.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Enough for a human to potentially squeeze through, or not a chance?
Not a human of your stature.
Fair.
You're fairly large, well-built. Someone like Subil, maybe. Not someone like you.
Okay, so...
The Inquisitors ride past, moving at breakneck speed, looking to join with their allies. Just on the benefit of kind of where you are, I am still going to ask for an agility stealth check, but it will only be difficulty 1.
Okay, let's... Come on, please. That's cocked. That's only 1.
That's fine. That's all we needed.
Oh God, I'm absolutely.
They rushed past you.
Okay.
And as they
really
do,
trying to give me a complication, you bastard! You're really trying. You're going in dice jail. Fuck off.
your heart leaps into your chest and pumps at your throat, and you can taste the blood and adrenaline passing through your system. And you feel just for a moment that you hear a child's laugh behind you.
I'm gonna turn around. Quick for us to just have a quick glance.
It's an empty alleyway, and then as you're kind of glancing, you just hear whispered in your ear, "Dad?" You twist to see where the voices come from, and there's still just nothing. Cold night air.
Okay. So one bridge has been covered by inquisitors. How you doing, son? How you doing, boy?
You hear nothing.
Okay. We'll talk later.
I need a decision from you. Where are you going?
I'm just going to try and, as quietly as possible, get in the river and swim across.
Make me, in that case, there's going to be coordination stealth, and it's going to be difficulty 2.
Okay. I have been a little horrible momentum gremlin today. I'm sorry, but I'm taking another one.
It's fine. That's what it's there for. To deprive others of it.
Yeah, I'll remember.
Dickhead, you were really trying. It's only one.
Only one. You start to charge across. As you do so, you pass. Unfortunately, naturally, you charge across and move under one of the gas lights that kind of follow along the street at regular intervals. And as you do, unfortunately, you hear an ill-timed shout come from the bridge. You follow it briefly with your eyes, and you see a single guard stood under one of the lights, seeing you rush across. And he just calls out to you. Oi! Stop there! You can either stop or keep going, and it's very much up to you.
I'm gonna go with no and just fucking dive for it at this point.
You continue to sprint, hit the edge of the wall, and prepare to jump. Meanwhile, across the street and across the city at that point, Cecily and Jules, you hit the top of the stairs. They run down into a long-running street where you can see numerous shops that would normally be open to allow trade and all sorts of things leaking in from the dusk docks. At the moment, however, there are unexplored. There's barely anyone there, but unfortunately, from where you are, you can see a good 100-foot long, open-wide area from the top of these stairs down onto the docks themselves, whereas the Inquisition may not catch up behind you to the point where they can grab you. The moment they hit those stairs, they will definitively see that entire street laid as open as it is. I need one of you. Normally, I would say whomever led the survival checks. In this case, I will go by the fastest, which, assuming the higher brawn is on Jules, I will ask Jules for an insight observation check with difficulty 3.
With hearing as a focus.
Sight, unfortunately, in this one.
Sight,
Anyway.
but it's dark. Why one would think I'd need hearing?
This isn't for something coming behind you. This is something that you may or may not notice.
Okay.
Can I assist in any way? Because I'm right behind her.
Go for it.
Okay. With
Insight observation.
insight observation.
With what of 3? With a...
So insight observation, difficulty 3.
And you get to roll 1 dice, don't I?
Yes.
How much momentum have we got?
1.
I got a success if that helps.
I kind of want to take the momentum because I want to
Go
make
on.
sure that we make it.
Go on.
Do it.
Okay, I'll do it. It's fine anyway. I got an extra one, so we got the momentum back.
Wonderful. You generate your momentum, obviously. Your eyes dart just quickly along the area to try and make out any sign of what could be helpful. The first thing you see right at the end is one ship sat in the middle of those docks with a hanging light. And whereas it's difficult to make out the features from this distance, you make out the rough shape of Eli. You can see him rapidly unmooring the boat, preparing it to lift off. But what you don't see are any of the others. No sign of Max, of Lottie, or of Kurt. You glance your eyes around, and whereas these streets are quiet, you can see a couple of figures. You also see, thankfully now rather than later, that someone has knocked barrels over and apparently pulled tables from the fronts of stores and laid them in the center of the street. And right at the far end of them, you can, upon second glance, see the image of someone hunched over it, with a rifle drawn, pointing right up the street in the opposite direction. They seem to be young, and after a second glance, you definitely pick it out as Max.
Have cover.
I guess as I'm running, I'm just going to be like doing the symbol of like gather up. We've got to go.
You continue to sprint. I need to you both make a brawn athletics check. Same difficulties as last time for both of you, with a complication range at this point as you're sprinting downstairs and through difficult, a kind of a semi-blocked area. A complication range of 18.
3 successes.
Wonderful.
The brawn athletics.
Yep.
You're great at these.
This
One
is where
success.
Jules thrives.
One success, but a failure, not a complication.
Okay. You continue to sprint along, leaping down the stairs, literally taking the last few as a jump, with the sole exception of Jules, who knows better when carrying a child. Bismarck
I run
barrels up
through
in
it
front
and
of
it
you.
just explodes. Like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah.
As you go, you hear shouts coming from behind you. Glancing rapidly back up the stairs, you look up and you can see a number of Inquisition breaking out of the alleyways to hit the top of them as you hit the base and get quite deep into the road. At their head, you see Canehurst.
Okay.
His blade already drawn and glinting in the night. He hits the top of the stairs and just jumps. Grabbing onto, as he kind of plummets down, a sign hangs about halfway from one of the stores. He lands on top of that and takes the secondary jump to hit the bottom of the stairwell. Hitting the floor and rolling, keeping his blade drawn out to his side as he does so. As he lands, it's like his impact is followed by the sound of 2 separate gunshots as Inquisitors at the top draw their rifles and just try to gather some form of line of sight on 2 of you. They are going to be firing at difficulty 3 because of the speed you're moving and the fact that you do have some semblance of cover. I don't believe either of you have something like defensive as an ability.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Both shots go wide.
Good.
One swings just past you, Cecily. It comes within a hair's breadth of catching Bismarck, but misses at the last second as Bismarck starts ducking and weaving between the obstacles, still merrily charging away with the bone in his mouth.
He's loving life.
I'm going to ask you to now make an opposed brawn athletics check. This is not against the difficulty.
I only have 8.
You will automatically, due to the distance you have gain 2 successes. So whatever you roll, add 2 to your successes. However, he is right behind you.
Okay. I thought he was ahead of us.
Nope.
Not quite that buggered yet.
Okay.
I got 1 success. Plus
That
2.
becomes 3.
Maths!
Jules?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't rolled yet. I'm scared.
God. Come on.
Okay, that's 1
Come on.
pass. That's 2 passes.
Yeah.
So that's 4 overall, right?
Yes.
He gets 4 successes. And a complication. You continue to sprint. You hear his footsteps rapidly catching up behind you. Jules, you continue just to keep pace. At this point, literally gripping Sam, white-knuckled, passing Bismarck, and leaping over the small obstacles in your way. The moonlight hangs overhead, and you hear a number of single crack of a musket right ahead of you as a shot flies past from the other direction. You don't look back. Cecily.
Mm-hmm.
From your position, you continue to run, your body starting to lag, the exhaustion creeping into your lungs. And behind you, you hear his footsteps, rapidly pacing after, not a single word breaking his lips, just this stone dead silence behind the shouts of the Inquisitors behind him. His footsteps grow closer and closer. You can hear his breath. You look over your shoulder at the last second as a single musket shot rides past you, comes directly towards his head as he just twists out of the way at the last moment, flinging himself to the side into a wall. He hits that and slows for a moment before picking himself back and immediately barreling after you. The only feature of his face you can make out are his eyes, locked straight on yours. You have kept pace. Go for it.
I'm just going to try to tear myself away and just keep running.
This feels like all you can do. Subil. You quietly navigate your way through the streets as rapidly as you can, bypassing a few guards here or there, but as you come towards the kind of larger edge of one of the squares, you know that you'll need to cross out into the main road again, where you fully expect the blockade to be waiting. I'm going to ask you to make an agility or coordination stealth check with a difficulty of 4.
Okay, I'll go with coordination stealth. Difficulty 4. How much momentum have we got? 1.
Yeah.
How can I camouflage? If I can camouflage, then I have more of a chance.
You can give me an idea. You are near a market at this point. There are numerous objects around you. You're kind of lurking in the alley next to it.
What time is it currently?
About, at this point, it would be barely, 2 bells. They were picking the child up, so it would have just passed that.
So there's no one out other than guards?
Just the guards. As I said, there are still lights on in certain houses. You can see people peering out of their windows. Anyone actively trying to come out onto the streets, though, is being hit with a barrage of orders to return inside where it's safe.
Okay, I am going to run, have a quick glance at the market to see if there's any dark clothing that I could steal. It could be anything, just something to cover me, whether it be the whole of me or my face or something.
Make an insight observation check, difficulty 2, as this is more based on luck than anything else.
So instinct?
Instinct will work, I'll allow that.
Okay. 10 to hit. Dice down. But that's one success.
One success. You glance over.
Dice down again. Sorry. Sorry, I had to re-roll, but still one success.
One success. You glance over the clothes, and whereas, almost in a mockery, you see a perfect outfit if you wish to pose as an old lady, but nothing quite to the level of what you're after.
I mean, what's in the old lady outfit?
A large pair of bloomers, a fairly worn corset, a very long pink frilly dress, and a lovely straw hat.
If I go and grab the hat, will I be exposed to view on the street?
No, you'll have at least a moment.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the hat.
You reach out for it and just brush your hands across, start to pull it. Why hide?
Oh, fuck off! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Don't want you. Leave me be.
Do it fast.
I really don't like you. Get out of my head.
You barely know what to expect. You're weak. More insignificant. Let me elevate you.
My God. Fuck off. You're calling me weak and you can't even get into my own head. So get out. Leave me alone. Leave me fucking be. I'm going to grab the straw hat, head for the alley, sprinting, trying to get it out and putting the hat on.
You shove the hat on your head and pass out into the street. Make your difficulty check. Still difficulty 4, but allowing you to use your focus.
Coordination stealth, yeah?
Yep.
And wood camouflage now that I've got a straw hat?
Yep, I'm happy for it now.
Hey.
Okay, well, here we go. I need a crit under 5, and I need another success in order to get this.
Easy.
Yeah, just no brainer.
Just manifest it.
Yeah.
Here we go. No, that's 2 successes.
You dart across the street. And as you kind of reach the halfway point, you just stop dead. Your limbs dying on you, going as heavy as stone.
Oh.
Weak. Weak. You are nothing. A plaything. Barely even flesh. Shall I leave you here, waiting for death? If you wish for it, I can take you now. You want that? You want an end? And break from the frailty of mortality. I see your friends. Murderers! Monsters. You know it. They claim their bloodlust under the illusion of saving a child. Another monster. Another thing not deserving of it. They'll take him. They'll take everything. And the woman. Light. Another who wants something outside of this. And you've already failed her as well. As quickly as she welcomed you. You hear shouts from beside you. Up and down the street, you hear the call of a guard, a whistle, and you can't even move your head to see where they're coming from. Go. Run! Run as you always do, coward! And your limbs become live once again. You can feel the stones already not growing, not pushing, but having spread. Holding your hand just briefly to your face, you now feel them having spread up your cheek, now briefly holding just below your eye line. You can feel them move as you blink.
Oh God. As soon as I can move, I'm going to start moving. I am now heading directly towards the river.
Mm-hmm.
And I currently don't even really care if there are people in front of me that can see me in guards. I am sprinting for the water.
Absolutely fine. Close. Close enough to hear the shouts of guards. Jack, you hit the edge of the water and hear another shout coming from the bridge and also from the other side. Oh, cool. There's the other one! As you hit the edge of the wall, preparing to drop in, you briefly turn across to see a series of guards making their way down a long street nearby. A figure dimly illuminated by the gas lights stood dead in the middle of the road with large straw hat pulled across their features.
What the fuck is Subil doing?
You barely have time to process that thought as you finish your movement and jump off the edge.
Yeah.
Make me a agility athletics check, please.
Would it be brawn? Because I want to get distance?
I'm going to say you can have brawn, but it's quite a drop. So it will make the test easier, but you will take damage from impacting into the water. Not a lot. The same as if you belly flopped into a pool. Agility, which will minimize damage but won't get you as far off of the wall.
Agility, athletics, or brawn athletics?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll take the brawn.
Go for it.
Full send it. Big boy dice.
Difficulty 2.
Give me your voodoo powers. That's what I like to see. You're my favorite. That's a crit pass.
Wonderful. You generate momentum and you just leap off the edge. As I said, you can crane your neck over just to make out the rough shape of Subil as you descend into the water. As you're kind of turning, you don't see as you impact. Going in at a slightly awkward angle as you just fling yourself off rather than try and make a controlled descent. Due to it...
Because crit reduced damage?
I'm going to let your armor count. So it's only 2 points of damage, but you are stunned as you impact the water.
Well, my armor eats the damage, so meh.
You hit the water and just drop into it, immediately feeling all sound or sensation disappear under the crisp touch of the cool water. You can't see, it's too dark. There's only this murky blackness as you descend further and further from the top of the water. Where are you? The feminine voice just leaks into your ear as you just kind of float there slowly in the depths.
Well, funny story about that.
They took us. Someone wearing your face took us. Help me. And you feel the touch of a hand running against yours. A soft, delicate sensation as it just passes from your fingertips and dissipates into the depths of the water. You just slowly sink before starting to try and right yourself and pull yourself back up. Are you planning to cross the river or follow it along into kind of the deeper sect?
I am planning on spending a void point.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I'm attempting to reach the other side, but when I do, there's one of those convenient entrances to the sewers. But unfortunately, for the infrastructure of the city, one of the bars has fucking been filed away by some no-good lowlives and given me enough room to go through.
I'll accept that. Spend your void point.
Done.
You pull yourself up out from the water and just start kind of rushing to the top. You hit the top of the water and for a moment kind of glance around, barely able to kind of catch your bearings as you twist, and just in front of you, you see a large open tunnel leading deeper into the sewers. A single pipe missing. You clamber up and start making your way inside, the filth of the Undercity spreading across your shoes as you do so.
That's fine.
You charge into the darkness as both Cecily and Jules run under the moonlight. I once again need a brawn athletics check from both of you.
How much momentum have we got?
We have 2.
Jules, you will continue to gain 2 additional successes. Cecily, you are down to 1 additional success.
That's cool. Jules, if you want to take the momentum because you're carrying the
Yes,
child.
please.
There is now also a complication range of 17.
Oh, joy.
You could take 1 momentum each.
Yeah.
But if someone else needs it...
True.
Take it? Okay.
Cool.
Use it.
Done.
I get 1 automatic success, so...
Rolling 3 dice.
I rolled my dice under my monitor stand.
Oh, that's very helpful.
2 successes.
Cthulhu
Wonderful.
faces... it's a crit. Hey.
There you go. So 3 successes for Cecily so far.
So far. It's just those 3 successes. The other 2 were
Okay.
failures, but no complication.
And 2 for Jules plus 2 extra
So
4
4.
overall.
The 2 of you continue to put distance between yourselves and the Inquisition. A couple more shots fire off, but none of them find any purchase into you or the area around you, just flying past overhead. Another musket shot passes from the far distance, trying to zero in on your pursuer. As Jules, you cross that midpoint and start making your way closer and closer to where you can now see Max hunkered behind a table, rapidly trying to reload his rifle. Behind you, Cecily, you can feel Canehurst's hand stretching out to try and grab the back of your clothing. You manage to push yourself just a little bit closer as he gets 5 successes.
Oh my fucking god.
He reaches out, you feel something wrap around the back of your shirt and begin to pull. As the complication he rolled, you hear a shout of anger and the sudden blast of a heavy-duty rifle from the rooftop directly across from you as a single shot passes past you and into Canehurst.
Yes!
He fucking loves it!
Oh my god.
Lottie, thank you.
This is why I love Lottie.
For a moment, Cecily, please go ahead as he loosens from you.
I'm just definitely going to let out a yelp and just keep, feet pounding the pavement.
You continue to charge. You can barely hear as he just, you don't even look back to see as he pulls himself off from the wall. This now large impact scar pushing through his robes and into the heavy breastplate that's worn underneath as he just literally tears the remaining robe from his chest. Glances up where, I'm going to assume, Jules, you glance back briefly to see Lottie stood on top of the rooftop, rifle raised at Canehurst's direction as she looks at him and looks over at you. Canehurst twists immediately, moving to start chasing after you as Lottie's roar continues, and she leaps from the rooftop with a dagger in hand. You stay away from her! As she descends towards Canehurst.
I'm gonna have to, if she is distracting him or he's looking towards her as she's coming down with a knife, I am going to stop, whip out my pistol, and shoot.
You raise your gun, twisting place, still gripping Sam as you do so. It is normally, as you are now out of his range, which is why you've been getting the 2 additional successes, you are at medium range and he immediately increases the difficulty of any attack against him by 1. You are a difficulty-free shot.
Please don't shoot me instead.
I'm going to use sharpshooter, so
I'm gonna have to say, because you've been running, I won't be able to give you the minor action.
Okay. And what is brawn fighting?
Coordination fighting.
Coordination fighting. Okay, I can do that. Easy. It's easy.
Easy.
Uh-huh.
Go for it.
I've just got to hope I get 3 then.
I have to roll the dice. Hold. Because we're going to go for a quick break.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
This is going to be a quick break. So we'll be back in the next 5 minutes or so. We will see you shortly. Hello and welcome back. We're going to jump straight back in. Max, how did you do?
I got 2 1s, so 2 crits.
Very nice. Please roll your damage. And gain a momentum.
4 damage.
We actually have momentum.
Mm-hmm. You can spend momentum to add extra dice to that if you so choose.
We only have the one you made. So you
Okay, so I couldn't do anything. But what does 1 momentum do to my...
Get you another damage dice.
But how much is it to get piercing or whatever?
Can't do that, unfortunately.
No. Okay.
Do you want the extra damage dice? Might as well. It's Canehurst.
I might as well. I might as well. Screw
When
the guy.
are you ever going to have an opportunity to do damage to Canehurst?
Okay, that's 3 Cthulhu faces and a double.
Okay, that is a total of 5 damage then.
And then an extra one, which is another double.
Excellent, that's 7 damage in total. You fire your shot. It passes straight by Cecily as she charges past you. You watch as Lottie drops from the seat, from one of the rooftops, blade in hand. Canehurst moves to prepare to strike her down. And as his blade comes up to meet her, your shot clinks across the face of his mask. It only does 2 damage. But it's enough to draw his attention away from her as she impacts. I'm going to let you roll her attack. I need you to make an agility fighting check. She has a difficulty range of 12, but I'm going to give her 2 automatic successes thanks to the 2 damage you dealt to her.
Yes.
Okay. So agility fighting needs to be above 12.
Yep, below 12.
Below 12.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That is 2 11s.
2 11s, 2 successes plus the 2 you got.
So that's 4 overall.
She draws. She impacts into Canehurst, his body crumpling as she hits him. The 2 of them slam their weapons down towards one another as he is pushed to his knees just through the weight of her body. The 2 of their masks, both one silver and one iron, lock with one another as both of their eyes push against. Her blade pushing down towards his throat as his left hand holds it up out of the way. His sword pushing towards her stomach as she has a single foot pressed against his internal elbow. And you just watch them pushing towards one another as he starts to stand against her. You get the definitive feeling as you look, holding Sam as Cecily is about to pass you, this is not a fight she can win.
And I think I might push my finger up on...
Smoke bomb, go.
yeah, the smoke bomb, leg it. Okay, so...
As you reach Jules, go to make a decision. Sybil.
My heart.
You continue to bolt. You see a shadow of a person leaping from the edge of the town into the water far from you. Unfortunately, even kind of haphazardly catching a glimpse, there's still a good 4 or 5 guards between you and that point and you and the water. You see them having made their way into the street, blocking it wherever they can. They give shouts as you approach. Stop him! Take him down! Let me in!
No. Making it past him, let through. I'm just trying to get to the water as fast as I possibly can.
Make an agility athletics check. This is opposed by their fight checks. If you succeed, you make your way past. If you fail, they will catch you.
I have. All right, let's do it. That's 2 successes.
Do you have any void points?
I do.
Would you like to spend them?
I would.
In what
spend
manner?
It's true.
You go to sprint past one, and as you do, another cuts in front of you. Longsword drawn, ready to just strike at you as you come too close. Currently, you are losing by 1 as they roll a crit and a pass. I would allow inventive thinking of the void point.
I would like to, as I am running as fast as I possibly can towards these guards and past them ideally, I would like to take off my straw hat, and with as much force and precision as the great Gary, Sybil's magician counterpart,
You've got to ruin it.
Throw cards accurately, and he has thrown his top hat many times. He will throw his straw hat with the same deadly accuracy and precision into the guard's face.
Okay.
Quick's sake.
I'm going to rule any form of magic-based check in this scenario on stealth. Make an agility stealth check. As you fling it with all of the acumen of your many, many years of magic tricks. There is, however, a complication range of 16.
Got it. Stealth, agility, stealth. That's 12 to beat, I believe. 13 to beat. Stealth camouflage. No, so that's 2 successes.
No complications, I assume?
No complications.
Your hat flies free from your hand and just slaps into the face of the guard, immediately causing his blow to just swing wide, and you manage to slide under it at the last moment. There's still enough tube between you and the edge of the water, but you pass by them and just vault with all the speed you can gather. Again, as you run, you almost feel this weird sensation of being lifted off your feet every now and then, as a step takes you further than you intended, as if you're being propelled up and over something. Even glancing down, you see the puddles on the ground around you, as even those a foot, 2 feet from you, you see the impact of a hand just slam into them and disrupt the water as you move past them. There's going to be another agility athletics check to pass by the other 2. Failure again will land with them catching you. They block the path in front of you, weapons drawn. Beyond them, you can see the bridge. You can see numerous lights passing over, and even a few guards starting to rush across the bridge in the other direction, as if they'd spotted something making its way out of the water. Agility athletics. Opposed test, please.
That's 1 success.
You are currently drawing. Would you like to spend a momentum to break the tie, if you have it? Technically, you gained 1 from the last attack.
Well then, technically I will use that 1 momentum I gained.
Wonderful. Yes. You break the tie. One launches out to try and grab you. Again, he grabs hold of your coat, and again, using the tricks learned over your many years, you just fling the coat off of you as rapidly as you can. It just passes into his grip. You see him fall backwards from the just break of his own momentum. You rush up, hit the edge of the bridge, or more precisely the edge of the area, and just as you do so, following the moonlight, you see a single figure pulling itself out of the water on the far side of the river and disappearing into a sewer across the way. You hit the edge of the bridge.
Dive.
Make an agility athletics check, difficulty 1.
That's a crit and a fail, so 2 successes.
Generate 1 momentum. You fling yourself free and just dive straight down, not getting much distance. You are less than 5 feet from the edge of it. You pass down, pushing your hands together in some form of diving motion. And as you rapidly approach the water, you see it frosting over as you get closer and closer. And just as you're about to hit it, you watch a series of hands spring from the top of the water, reaching out to greet you. As they grab you and pull you under.
I can't do anything mid-air.
You flail. They grab you, grabbing at your clothes, at your arms, at your head, at your hair, pulling every inch of you as desperately under the water as physically possible. You feel the rush of freezing water push across your clothes, waterlogging the entirety of everything you're carrying. You feel the fingers rub against your flesh, making their way back up behind your shirt to wrap around you, gripping you in an all too familiar embrace. You hit the water and you just feel it around you, feel him around you. Where next? What do you actually want? Freedom?
I don't want you. That is not what I want. Can't offer what I want. Fucking alone.
You want what they don't know. In time, you will. Darkness continues to just wrap around you as you plunge deeper and deeper into the water. Across from you, disappearing into the sluice gates and into the sewers, Jack. Where are you going?
I'm just going off general direction and running my hand against the wall because it's very dark and I've assumed...
There is no light here at all.
Yeah, I was going to say if there was going to be any light, it would be moonlight coming through grates maybe, but...
Correct.
Yeah. I'm just going to, best I can summarize, slowly make my way to the... I mean, it's not going to be a fast pace because I don't know where the fuck I'm going, but with my hand against the wall as a sort of direction and orienteering thing. I'm going to make my way as along, heading towards the dusk.
Dawn docks.
Dawn. That's the one. Almost. Yeah.
In which case, can you make me we'll say reason survival? Your orienteering, if you do have it, will be applicable here.
Reason survival. I've got animal handling. Can I talk to the rats?
No.
Okay. Can I go like full Disney princess and go, leave me to rat?
I can list the reasons, no, alphabetically or numerically, you can...
I'll go numerically. Reason, survival, 7... One.
One success.
One success.
You disappear into the Undercity, into the tunnels that run under the entirety of the Faithview, of Southhurt even. The light is disparate and far. Occasionally you see just cuts of moonlight passing through grates as you wander almost aimlessly through the sewers. And every now and then you just see them. Silhouetted in the moonlight, your wife, your child. And every time you draw close, they're gone. Every time you reach out inches from her, she is gone. But as you just feel something churning in your gut, something ulcerating, and a voice pushing into your mind. Would you like to see them? I can give them back. I found them. Just give me the boy. Exchange what you have for what you lost. What is he to you anyway? Choose.
at that point, I think hearing that's enough to stop Jack, make him
stop
for a
dead.
minute.
Just in the middle of the sewer. The stench of it around you, the small amount of light. You kind of stood in this box of moonlight, a grate overhead. You can hear the sounds of the city passing by. You can even begin to hear the stark sound of what appears to be thunder rolling in. Distant, yet closing.
What a... It's so fucking fragmented. I knew who they were by... Hello, it's a bad time. No. Okay. Chris, I'm on stream?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It is Tuesday, that's what happened. Really not the best time for that. You just, please, thank you. Oh, sorry, everyone.
Delicately dealt with there. Continue.
So, fucking hell, that's really throwing me off my game.
Do you know their names?
No. Don't fucking mock me. I've had enough of this.
This is not mockery, dear boy. It is an offer. How long I've tried to push you in.
It's the first I'm hearing about it.
Isn't it? They could be yours again. Just bring me the boy. He's an illusion. A lie.
He is a boy who needs a
He
family.
is a monster.
He is a boy who needs a family. You're a monster.
Can be his family. We are kin. As was the woman.
What woman? Which one? Oh, it's funny when you don't know the answers. Fuck you.
So blind.
Well,
So blind.
don't exactly have time to look shit up in a fucking book. It's not like there's a manual to parenting, is there?
Look up, boy. I will offer you something. A sign of faith. Should you choose. This is far from the first time you've touched this site. You are not so tied to this place after all. You've walked the roads between. You are untethered. Walk them now with me. The coldness to the air continues. The walls around you start to shudder and shake. And as you glance up, the moonlight slowly fades and is pulled apart, going from a pale white to a stark red. The walls turn to black stone, and the grating just falls away, revealing a single onyx hole above you into pale purple skies. Climb. Be free.
What the fuck are you?
I am the past and the future. I am all I am hope. A hand extends through the hole. Slow, grey-skinned and long fingers, blending in long, broken fingernails that just hold out to you. You can see more fingers just slowly creeping around the hole.
No.
Let me help you.
Mate, you need to work on your presentation.
We are what we are.
Yeah, and I don't like what I am. What makes you think you see?
Shed your skin! Realize what you are! You are no different. Your skin is nothing. Your humanity means nothing. You could be a god amongst them. You need only wish it. Pull upon it. You've been given all the tools, now use them. And you feel just this cool touch around the ports on the back of your neck. Grow. Embrace it. It will be better this way. You could be so much more. Not a rat, but a god.
I'm gonna slowly start moving past it.
You start to just step further away from the hand. I will not cry for your failings. It is not me who are disappointing.
Oh.
More of you will fall. Yeah, the other one. Subil. He's already gone. And he will take everything from you.
Subil. No. Thank you, but no thank you.
Very well. And be gone with you, rat. And the warmth returns to the air around you, still putrid and stinking from the sewers, but as you just twist back to where the hand was reaching through this hole, you see only the pale moonlight and the grate that leads into the city above.
Keep on moving in the best of my direction.
You continue pushing, hoping for the best. Whilst Jules, Cecily, you twist in place, looking back as you see Jules. As you kind of come up to Jules, you can see her having raised the pistol and fired a shot. You glance back, see both Cainhurst and Lottie struggling. You hear a shout from along the way. Max calling out to you, "Run! Just get away!"
So, Cecily, sort of realizing the urgency of the situation, knowing that Sam has to be saved, Lottie's kind of stuck with Cainhurst and Jules is the one with Sam. So what Cecily will do is pass. I've got 2 vials of black blood on me. I'm going to pass one to Jules, tell her that I promised it to Lottie and for Jules to look after her. I'm going to send Bismarck over to Max and tell Max to look after him. I'm going to inject myself with the other vial of black blood grab a bit of 2x4 and just go and help Lottie and just try and buy some time for Jules to get away on the boat with Sam.
You shout to Bismarck, who immediately barrels off. You push one vial over and almost immediately slam the vial of your own into your neck, depressing the syringe as it just pumps your system. Immediately you feel this rush of adrenaline push through your body, this overwhelming sensation of strength and pleasure as you just stand there, feeling your muscles tighten and grow, flexing against your skin. Immediately increase all of your physical scores, so brawn, agility, coordination by 2. And if you have any damage, remove it. Any injuries you have sustained are healed as this rush of strength runs across your body. And Jules, from your perception, you look and see as the kind of the veins in Cecily's eyes darken, immediately turning to black as her eyes dilate, and you just see the irises go from this the previous color to a stark yellow.
I'm guessing she has a knife and everything. That's yeah. Okay, then I'm gonna run.
2x4.
I'm gonna
And some 2x4.
mouth agape, run.
Good.
You turn and you sprint. Cecily,
Yep.
make an agility a brawn fighting check, please.
If I
At
don't
this
have
point-
any fighting, do I now get +2 to fighting?
You just increase your normal score by 2. I will give you, however, an automatic crit range of 3 or below.
Do we have momentum at all?
No? Is that a no?
No, that's a no.
It is unfortunately an opposed.
Yeah, I figure I'm probably going to get smushed into the ground in this, but if it buys time... It's a 3! Okay, that's just one crit.
Just
But
one crit.
no complication.
No complications. Make a damage roll, please. It'll be 2 dice plus. What is your brawn now?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 1.
Yeah.
2. Sorry. 2. I
Plus
went
2,
for
so
one.
I get 4 in total.
Yes, you do.
Perfect. That is 2 Cthulhu heads, 1, 2, and 1, 1.
You rush up and slam this 2x4 against Canehurst. The tip of it just breaks and shatters into splinters against his back, but causes him to double forwards. And as he was slowly overwhelming Lottie, he is thrown from his feet slightly by the impact, giving Lottie a space to just step away as he kind of rights himself, twisting to you and to her. Lottie kind of ducking down and holding her knife in hand. You, at this point, you can taste the air, scent the blood that's rushing under his armor from the impact wound of the earlier shot. Hear the heartbeats of him and Lottie and all those coming. It's fantastic.
Yes. Do I have the wherewithal to tell Lottie to run and go with Jules? And I'm just going to go hell for leather, trying to get to Canehurst's blood.
Make me a will resilience check, please. You just injected it, so it's going to be difficulty 3.
Okay, will. Oh, yeah, 1 success, just.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
There's just too much going on. Your body is on fire at the moment.
Okay, in which case I'm just going to focus on trying to crack Canehurst open like a tin of corned beef.
It then comes to Canehurst's turn.
I'm so squished.
He glances at you and over at Lottie, makes a snap decision, twists in place and rounds his blades towards her.
Oh, no.
Max, I'm going to let you roll this. can spend momentum as if she was a PC.
We don't have any momentum, do we? No, I don't think so.
I will also allow you to spend Jules's void points for her. As I said earlier, she has a difficulty rating of 12.
Am I allowed to donate my void point? Because I'm kind of stood right next to her and we're both kind of...
Unfortunately not, but you can assist the check to help defend her, but it will remove your action next turn.
I will let Lottie take this one. Sorry.
It is up to you, Max, on how you want to deal with this, but Canehurst
I don't have any void points.
In
I
which
don't have
case,
momentum.
this comes purely down to the roll.
That's 2 passes. There's 2 passes.
Versus 6. Lottie darts forward, blade in hand, as Canehurst sidesteps and brings his blade up to try and sever hers at the elbow. He hits. And deals 10 damage.
How much stress has she got?
12. But is enough for an injury.
Oh, God.
She drops down to 2 stress, as that included 4 piercing. The blade rides across her elbow. She manages to pull away just at the last moment. It rushes up along the edge, severing open the clothing she was wearing and sending this long streak of flesh carving off of her arm as she screams in pain and tries to pull away. In an instant, he drops and spins as he spends 2 chaos to make another attack. Again, against Lottie.
Oh.
Please. I ask again, Lynn, do you wish to assist?
Thinking Cecily right now, with all the Blackbird and stuff, her focus is really, really on Canehurst. That's the target. That's what she's kind of gone feral for. So I think from a
I mean, at this point, even assisting would be theoretically just jumping at him and causing him to try and deal with you instead of her.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in which case I will leap.
And
leap.
Go for it.
Okay.
Then you roll as much as Lottie does, please, Max, once again.
So, I've already rolled, yeah.
How did you do?
2 2s.
Whereas she does have a focus, it's unfortunately not in knife fighting.
I didn't think so. That's fine.
Am I just rolling 1 dice for...
Just the 1 dice.
For brawn athletics, did you say?
Yep.
Okay.
Or brawn fighting, whichever's higher for you.
No, it's a fail.
You leap at Canehurst, landing on him and starting to pull at his back as his blade cuts down towards Lottie, passing by her defenses as her blade starts to drop from her hand. Dealing her 8 damage, bypassing her armor, and dealing her 2 injuries. You watch, even in your feral state, you grab onto Canehurst, your hands slowly twisting into claws at the fingertips, your fingernails growing long and sharp, your teeth grinding against one another as they try to push out. You continue just to tear away at him, sending scraps of clothing left and right, but never managing to pierce his armor, as in that same motion you watch his blade strike into Lottie's side, tearing through the soft flesh of her stomach and neatly chopping through. Your eyes glance up just for a second as you smell the blood on the air. Your eyes follow up just to see her staring down at him, eyes wide, as she just drops to one knee and collapses to the floor, her blood pooling around her, breathing her last. Jules, you see nothing. You're running. You hear Cecily's shouts and feral screams. You hear more gunshots ringing past you as more Inquisitors make their way into the streets. You hear Max continuing to bellow out, his voice moving from one of urgency to fear and panic, and the only words you hear passing from his lips: "No!" What do you do?
Run as fast as I can while tears pour down my face and just being swept away in the wind. No, even though she can't look at it, know exactly what's happened.
You continue to run, putting as much distance as you can. You pass by another barricade, move by a second, as from inside an alleyway, you move past the limp, injured form of Kurt as he rests on the wall, breathing heavily, a brace of pistols in his hands, looking up the alleyway, fear clear on his face. You catch him for a second, and before you can move to say anything, he just pushes up behind you. "Run! Get them out of here! I'll do what I can!" As he starts just limping away from you towards Canehurst and towards Cecily. You dart forward, past the last barricade, up to Max, as he pulls the rifle away, looks at you, smiles. "It was a pleasure." And he leaps over the barricade to start charging up the alleyway as well.
Can I grab him before he goes?
Yes.
And she's just gonna, through sobbed eyes, just plead to say, "Don't leave me."
Your eyes lock with his, tears blurring your vision. As you can see, as you're gripping him, just see up the street. You can't even see the fight anymore. It's too far. You can just hear the screams and the shouting. Make me a will persuasion check.
One pass.
He just looks at you and nods. I'm here for as long as you need me.
And I'm just gonna drag him onto the boat and try and start it.
You rush over to the boat where you already find Eli waiting for you. Him just stood at the wheel, staring, not knowing what to do. You clamber on. We should wait. We need to wait for them. I'm not leaving them.
I'm just gonna give Eli the kid and just say, look after Sam. And I'm gonna take charge of the boat, and through absolute sobbed eyes and a red face, she's gonna start the boat and move it.
You push him away, handing him Sam, and just take control. It doesn't take long to get the ship moving. Barely a moment. Cecily.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make an attack check.
How many dice am I rolling?
As this is the second round, you will gain one immediate. You'll gain another dice to your check, so it will be 3
Nice.
as minimum. Still brawn athletics.
Miraculously, I still haven't gained any athletics since the last time I rolled, so 10 to beat. So that's one success.
You lose by 4. You continue to tear away at him as Kanehurst wraps his hands behind his back, grabs you by the scruff, and flings you off of his back. You impact straight into the wall, hitting that and sliding down, your eyes still blazing in the night. Your gaze immediately drawn to the blood.
What you said.
Yep. He stands. You watch as Inquisitors push past him. Rushing down the street, you hear gunshots coming from further down. You don't even see what they are as you hear shouts coming from a voice you dimly recognize as Kurt's. Kanehurst levels his blade in your direction. As there is a bark.
No, no, no.
And Bismarck leaps to your defense.
No, I told him to stay.
Make an attack with Bismarck, gaining 2 automatic successes as he spends a void point.
Goodbye.
Bismarck. On athletics. That's 1 crit and a failure.
He gets 4 successes.
Good boy. Good boy.
Doggo.
And generates you 1 momentum.
We have 1 momentum.
Very good boy.
Good
Kanehurst
boy.
goes to raise his blade as there is a bark, and pushing through the soldiers, Bismarck leaps, his jaws wrapping around Kanehurst's hand.
Right, just
Yeah. Right around his hand as he goes to swing and biting down hard. Please roll damage.
4 dice.
Yep.
Two blanks of Cthulhu and a 1.
Okay. His bite digs through the gauntlet that covers Kanehurst's hand, and you can see it piercing the metal as shards just start to push away from the pressure of the bite. Kanehurst just glares down, trying to shake him free. Get off! His right hand reaching for a pistol in his belt. More question, left hand reaching for a pistol in his belt.
Luckily, he's aggressively right-handed and will struggle again.
Also has a massive soft spot for dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is your turn, Cecily.
Okay, will the fact that I love this dog more than anything in the world somehow override my draw to the blood that's on the floor? Like,
Make me a will resilience check of 1.
will resilience. I think this is something I'm actually good at. No, it's not.
Wow.
It's only 1, so yeah. That's 2 successes anyway, so
Oh,
cool.
Momentum.
Right. In which case, I
Generate
am
momentum.
going to launch myself at Kanehurst for my love of this dog, even though I told him to stay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the love is returned.
Mm.
Make an attack check with 2 immediate successes.
Cool. That's brawn. Just brawn. That is a 6 and a 10, so that's 2 successes.
Thanks to the injury Lottie dealt with her first shot, Kanehurst rolls 2 complications and only 2 passes.
Oh my god.
You slam, catching him directly in the impact zone of the shot from earlier. He reels backwards and literally collapses under your weight and that of Bismarck's. Roll your damage, please.
Oh my god.
I'd never thought Cecily would do this.
Fuck him up. Come on.
It'd be 4 damage dice, I believe.
Cool. Sorry, I'm writing notes and I need to write faster. Right, 4 damage dice.
Spend 2 momentum, get 2 more. Fucking do it.
That's
Tear into
okay.
this guy.
Yeah.
2 Cthulhu heads, 1 blank, and 1 on the floor. Which is a 2.
Just the 2?
Just the 2, yeah.
Spend the 2 momentum, get 2 more. Come on.
Can I spend the 2 momentum and get 2 more?
If you feel that is well advised.
Is that well advised?
I say fucking do it. Fuck him up.
That's a 1 and a blank.
You slam into his chest, and the damage kind of spreads from the impact zone. As I say, you feel nothing breaking, but as if the wind is being pushed from him. His heart is racing in his chest, and you can hear every beat of it. Beside you, Bismarck continues just to tear away at the hand, shaking violently from side to side, as you just hear Kanehurst's muffled voice through the mask. Mm-hmm. Enough of this! I'll not be laid low by common scum.
Cecily just doesn't really hear this. She can hear that heartbeat. She just wants to get through this crisp outer shell into, just underneath. Yeah. Full focus is on getting to his blood.
You continue to cut and tear and break. And as you continue to fight, trying to just get at that delicious, pumping, warm blood. Sybil. A hand wraps itself around the back of your head, runs through your hair, as if a lover's touch. Still deep in the water, sinking ever deeper. Do you want this? Freedom.
It's not freedom what you're offering.
Not in the way you perceive it.
It's just a different prison. That's all it is.
That's all existence is.
So what are you?
Beyond that barrier. Let me show you how fragile this all is.
Don't think I want to. I think
you are not
stay.
Given a choice anymore.
Then why ask?
I'm trying to be pleasant.
Why?
It could be interesting. You continue to be pulled down. The cool of the water starts to rush in, and at this point, being under for so long, your breath struggles to be held for any more, and you can feel it just kind of starting to run into your mouth and down your throat. And as you start to feel the water clawing to climb down into your lungs, there is a sharp tug to the back of your hair, the back of your clothing, as you feel like you're just being yanked. There is a shattering around you. You feel something akin to glass, but infinitely denser and yet more fragile and flimsy than anything you've ever felt before. And the water is gone. The darkness replaced with moonlight. And you are flung, spluttering and cold, onto the streets of the Dawn Docks. You hit the floor and you roll. Water spilling around you as your eyes just track backwards to this horrible break in the floor. This empty space where realistically there should be brickwork or stone or something, and there's just black. An affront to all that exists. As if the world itself is fighting against its presence there.
Sybil's stunned and confused. and scared.
There is nothing we cannot do. Look to the water.
Sybil's gonna look.
You just turn your gaze and realize, as I said, from being on the dustbox, you can hear the water, you can hear the shouts on the far side of the city. You can see the light of a boat passing towards you. And just to your right, you hear shouting and a single gunshot suddenly break through the night. There's a flash of red from the deck of a ship nearby, having already pulled slightly off of the docks. This large white vessel. Just plastered across its side is the Forbidden Hope, its name. And you see a figure walking across its surface. Long tendrils of barbed wire trailing from his form as a red tracer shot flies right past him. You hear a shout, a deep male voice. You know it to be Traeger's. You can barely hear it over the laughter in your ears, though. Go, sir. Just go. Make a choice for her. Or choose me.
God. Fuck. I'm gonna run towards the boat.
You, at breakneck pace, start sprinting. You rapidly pass off of the cobblestones, not even looking back, as you can hear this continuous cracking and breaking and grinding of stone from where you've come. You beat along the edge of the walkway, the wood just giving way under your feet and allowing you to charge forwards. At the end, you can see the ship still pulling away. And you can see this gap between the edge of the runway and the ship itself. There's a small rope ladder hanging off the edge of it, one you know you'll need to fling yourself onto to reach. You hit the end and leap. Make a brawn athletics check with 3 automatic successes. It is only difficulty 1.
That's 1 success.
You leap forward and gain 3 momentum. As you leap into the air, your weakened muscles decayed from all the years you've been spending without use. And as you kind of hit the point where you can feel your bodies begin to drop, seeing the ladder fall out of reach, there is a sudden push as something is just flinging you forwards. And you slam into the side of the boat, your hands wrapping around the ropes and catching yourself on the ladder. The voices aboard are growing clearer now. Why are you throwing your lot in with them? They're killers, Juliana! Murderers! Nothing more! How is that any better? All we do is hurt people, Traeger! How can you not see this? You'll realize in time we do what is necessary, they do merely what they want. The city burns, Juliana. You hear them? What do you do?
I'm gonna climb up the ladder.
You clamber up and you find yourself pulling yourself up onto the deck, where you can see on a slightly raised portion where you can see the wheelhouse just behind, illuminated by glass, and Juliana stood at its tip, facing down into the deck, facing down from this upper level, looking into the deck, her pistol raised. As you can see, Traeger stood feet from you, his back turned, completely unaware of you. Just end him.
I'm gonna... No, I won't. I'm gonna shout to them both.
Mm-hmm.
And just shout, just stop, please. Just stop.
You call out, and you immediately see Juliana's gaze break from Traeger and look over at you, her face a flood with tears. You can see now past her into the, as I say, the windows that kind of run behind her, and you can see this reflection of the city on fire as the flames started in the house have taken up more, slowly spreading across the city. It's a small flame, but an oddly familiar one. Traeger on the deck looks up at her and then across to you. As his gaze falls on you, twisting into this look of revulsion, you remember his face beforehand, normally quite statuesque and plain. Now you see deep gashes running across his features as if someone had clawed at him, as if a wild animal had torn away. You.
Yeah, me. And I know that you hate me and us and apparently everything that we represent. I don't blame you. I don't. We failed, okay? Everything's on fire and it's our fault. I get it, okay? I get it. But I was wrong. And so were you. And Sybil's going to turn to Juliana and say, I was wrong and I'm sorry for convincing you that this was the way. It's taken the better part of an hour to figure out that it's not. None of these directions are going to work. There's things out there way scarier and more unfathomably, disgustingly evil than any channeler out there. We might cause chaos and havoc amongst the people of Chalice, but I tell you what, the things that have been chasing us for 2 months are going to wreak havoc on who knows what. Who knows how many people. And yet you still think that we're the problem. Did you not think that this entire thing, we weren't running from you? We don't care about any of you. We don't care about death. We care about the other things that none of you seem to even comprehend. That none of us, even us, can't comprehend. This entire time we just run. Because we don't understand. And none of you do. And yet, you both seem to think that it's the institutions that hold you up are gonna save us or destroy the rest of us. What the hell can the Inquisition do to a thing that tortured me for 11 years? And yet everyone seems to think it was 30 seconds. And so now you look at me with repulsion, but why? What have I done? Sure, your face is a bit fucked up, but I'm fucked up, and so is everyone that we've been traveling with. It's the only reason why we're still together, is because we're all fucked up. So instead of just chasing us because that's what you were told to do for hundreds of years in the past while this civilization thrived, knowing what the hell is out there, and Juliana, I don't even know, just stop fighting each other and figure this shit out with us, please. Because you're all gonna die otherwise. You can shoot me, you can kill me with barbed wire, I don't care anymore. I just want it to end. I just want all of this shit in my head to end. I don't want it to be here. I don't want me to be with it ever again. So do what you want to do, but my God, make a decision instead of arguing all the time. Just help someone instead of causing pain, because we're causing pain, but we're trying to help. And Sybil's just going to collapse It was exhaustion overcome from running from this creature for half a city and somehow making it into a river, just damp and cold, and yet he's still here, screaming his lungs out, not knowing what the hell to say.
Drop. Your eyes at this point full of tears. And you look up at the both of them, Traeger looming over you, his face a picture of anguish. And Juliana just a shadow behind him. And he just looks at you. His eyes flicking across your features as he seems to take a moment to consider what you've said. I need you to make me a will persuasion check. With a difficulty of 5. 4, actually, thanks to your impassioned speech.
I'm glad.
3 momentum.
And I'm going to, if it's all right with everyone, take the 3 momentum that I generated jumping onto the boat
100%.
to roll an extra 2 dice.
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, you gonna need that shit. Fuck.
So that's, sorry, will persuasion, 14. That's a 9 and a 14, so 2 successes and another 2, please. That's a 3 and a 7.
No fucking way.
He looks at you. Twists back to Juliana. Back to you. And he just steps over you. Leans down to bring his face to yours. No words will break who I am, or what madness you have infected my sister with. Run. Get away from me. Get away from this city and be gone. I am done with you and your ilk. Poisoners. You twisted my own sister against me. I will not forgive you for that. Go. Never come back.
Subil is gonna keep eye contact this entire time, but fear isn't on his face. He's had enough of that today, and he's gonna say, "Fine, I will go, but I will not run. I will not run from you, because you're not worth the fear. But I do hope that one day you will know that survival is the only thing we try to do. But I would never, no matter what you did to me or anyone I know, pray that you ever meet the creature that we actually fear and we run from. We sprint from and don't look back. And I pray that you never, ever, ever have to even imagine it." Sybil's gonna get up, keeping eye contact, and walk past and straight towards Juliana. And he's gonna say to Juliana, "I have failed you. We all have. But now it's not a case of doing what's right or what's wrong. It's about surviving. And you can help Sam survive if you come with us. But I don't blame you, whatever you do. And I'm sorry for everything.
She is clinging to the edge of the ship. There's a railing that just runs along this kind of balcony that you're both stood on, her hands tightly gripping it, her pistol lying on the floor at this point. As Traeger stood away from you, still on the lower deck, watches both of you before just walking across to a small lifeboat, swinging his arm out and allowing the wires to just sever the ropes before jumping off of it and onto the ship, onto the lifeboat as it just drops into the sea on the other side. Juliana doesn't even watch him go. Her eyes are locked to the flames. Her hand exposed next to yours. She doesn't even look to talk to you.
There's no words. There's no words that Subil could say to remedy this. So Subil is going to walk to the rail.
Mm-hmm.
And Sybil's going to take Juliana's hand.
You just reach out and place your hand on hers. She doesn't move. She just accepts. And continues to just watch the fire. Slowly you just feel her thumb raise to touch your hand. Just for that sensation of something. A small boat passes across the water, and the hands on the wheel, Jules. You see a ship pulling away from the docks. You see a small boat on the opposite side of the vessel moving away. And just illuminated by the fire, by the lanterns on the vessel, you can see Subil stood on it. You can see Juliana beside him. You can reach it easily.
I will drive the boat up beside and get onto that boat if we can. And move the kid onto the bigger boat.
You ride up beside it, your ship bumping against the edge of the upper vessel, resting next to this tattered-looking rope ladder. Max immediately clambers up it, offering to help get Eli and yourselves on board. Sam as well, of course. Of course, Subil, you see them as they clamber up. First Max, then Sam, handed up by Jules. Jules, and finally Eli. And no one else.
Sybil's going to walk down the deck and to Jules to say, where is everyone?
They're not coming. I tried. I really tried. He wouldn't listen.
Let's get out of here.
The ship continues to pull away, slowly leaving the docks and heading out onto the water. Unfortunately, lost within the sewers. Jack, you've spent too long wandering in the dark, following illusions and shadows of people you thought were there. No voices, no mocking low drawl. As eventually, you reach the docks, coming out just to find yourself on the edge, or more precisely coming to where the docks open up, and you can see the sea spreading out before them as you stand on the other side of iron bars. The water just rushing past you, dropping into the ocean below. You see the ship. You can't see them, but somehow you know. What do you do?
Take care of him, guys. He's gonna need a family. I'll do what I can to get back to you.
That stood with the pale moonlight rushing through the gap of the tunnel. You watch as the ship passes away, your hand just wrapped around the bar. Still human. Still you. In the street, of fire, gunfire and blood rush along the cobblestones. Cecily, I need you to make another attack check, please. Unless you would like to do something different.
Nope. Black blood.
Go for it.
Poor thing. I want to get the He has beating hearts. That's only one success though.
Unfortunately, even with Bismarck's aid, he gains 7. You continue to just claw away at him, your claws biting into his clothing. At this point, you've grabbed into the depths of his breastplate, and in a single movement of pure animalistic rage and strength, you quite literally bend and buckle it, snapping a portion of the armor clean, flinging it to the side and exposing his soft flesh beneath. As you revel in it for a moment, there is a second where a gauntleted fist swings up from your side and cracks you straight in the side of the face, sending you sprawling and rolling off of him. It deals you 4 points of damage.
I have no armor, so that's just straight up 4 points of damage.
Take the worst of it.
Yeah.
He pulls himself up, Bismarck still clawing, chewing away at his arm. He reaches into his side, pulls a pistol clean and places it directly to Bismarck's skull. Clicks back the lock of the flint as there is a shout from behind you. And a man smothered in blood, both his own and everyone else's, grasping a long fighting knife in one hand and a more or less spent flintlock, moves through a couple of dead inquisitors. Kurt raising a pistol past you and taking a shot.
Fuck him up, Kurt! Probably won't, but...
Okay, I'm not going to pick up my laptop to demonstrate the 2 crits and that one that you just rolled.
Yeah, that's Kurt!
Fuck me, this character just can't be a normal human. This man is built different. That man is a goddamn Spartan.
The shot flies past both of you and again impacts into his mask, where the shot earlier, the strike you left earlier, just causes his mask not to break, but to simply fly off of his face.
Yes!
The mask just hits the ground and he twists back. The strike having caused Bismarck to just drop from his grip. He looks at you again, these piercing, fury-filled eyes, deep blue, and a face lacerated, carved, and tortured glares back at you. You can see deep ritualistic scars running from his forehead down across his face and down his neck. Symbols you dimly recognize. Kurt continues to push past as you kind of pick yourself up. He pulls the his gun back, draws the hammer, fires again, and it just clicks, and he just keeps pushing forward, screaming with his blade in hand as he just limps towards Canehurst. Bismarck hits the ground, runs back to you, and you gain an action before anyone else.
Okay.
Oh, fuck him up. Fuck him up.
Telling
Eat his
Bismarck
heart.
to stay is not an action, but
No,
I'm
I
telling
will-
the dog to stay.
Yeah.
He's not allowed in anymore. His mask is off. I have claws. I want that blood. This is easy access. I am flying at his face like
Go for it.
claws and fangs
He's
bared.
gonna have some new scars.
Oh,
Make
Yeah.
your check.
Make my check, my brawn check. Please be good.
oh, yes. Fuck.
2 successes.
Come on.
It's not going to be much against him, but it makes me feel slightly happier.
You leap forward, your claws flying through the air and wrapping into his face. Teal, please deal damage.
Yeah.
4 dice?
4 dice.
4 dice.
Oh,
Just in case you were feeling generous with the last session. Okay.
no.
That is a 2, 1, 2 Cthulhu faces.
I'll allow that to ignore his armor, seeming as he doesn't have any there anymore.
Mhm.
And you grab him, you fish hook one of your claws into his mouth and just feel the kind of tip of your claw pushing through the soft flesh of his mouth.
Oh.
He just grimaces as you latch onto him, your eyes meeting his, and just looks at you, doesn't say a word. As he rolled a complication, but also 5 successes.
Oh.
As you claw in, he takes his off arm, wraps it around you, and slams his sword through your stomach. You take 13 damage.
Oh, I am expired.
Does the black blood
Yeah,
do
what-
anything? Does the
Yeah.
black blood have continuous regenerative abilities past the initial injection application?
Does, unfortunately, as he slams his blade in, you can feel the black blood continuing to pulse through your veins. You can feel the wounds trying to knit around the blade. And he
has a
just
magic
takes that sword.
doesn't he?
Rather than that,
Twist.
he doesn't pull it out or twist it. He just drives it down. You are just dissected. You feel the blade sever through you. Immediately, your eyes just going wide and your jaw relaxing as you feel this agony rush through you. You feel your innards starting to spill from your body. Blood, tinged with black, dropping onto the floor behind you, or below you. There is another shout and another scream as you are, as a knife flies past you and slams into Canehurst's shoulder.
Fucking come on, Kurt.
Finish him off, Kurt.
Your body is dropped to the ground, and Canehurst draws his attention to Kurt, who stands there having just hurled his knife and dropped forwards, giving weight under the damage of his leg. You hit the floor you watch as Bismarck, from a distance, his eyes lock on yours, and you just hear this soft whimper as he, unwillingly but taking your last order, just stays there. You lock your eyes with his as you hear a shout and a gunshot. You just have the strength to look over as you see Kurt stepping forwards, having tried to pull himself towards Canehurst as his body just falls backwards. A single round having punched through his head, and Canehurst stood, pistol raised, smoke just billowing up. Inquisitors rushing around you. As Kurt's body hits the ground, his hand lies on the floor and just sits mere millimeters from your own. You have the strength in you to do a single thing.
Can I? Oh, this is really bad. Gonna just call Bismarck over. I'm sorry, Kurt. Can't hold your hand.
You shout out, or just let out a low, painful whistle. The blood still around you pulsating out. You can still feel your body trying to knit itself back together. As Canehurst steps over Kurt's corpse, without looking back, merely lifts his mask off the floor and walks away, trailing the other Inquisitors with him. Bismarck slowly paws his way over to you, pressing his snout against your face, and just giving you a very slow, deliberate, licks your nose slowly, deliberately, before just curling up around you, trying to offer you some semblance of warmth. You can feel his, the beating of his heart. And in that way that only a dog can, you feel this love for you as you just stare up into the sky. The stars pushing through the night. As everything slowly goes dark and fades. And unfortunately, Cecily passes from this world. Aboard the ship, Juliana refuses to move from her position. The Forbidden Hope pulls away from Southhurt and heads deeper into the sea, heading for the southern shores, knowing that a few days' travel is upcoming. On the top deck, Eli and Max stand at the railings staring out. Max having wrapped his arm around Eli for comfort. As Subil and Jules, you stand there, still cradling Sam, as his eyes begin to open. Slowly, you see just this look of recognition pass over his features as he looks up at you both. I'm imagining still at this point wrapped in Jules' arms. A single weak hand just kind of comes up as if tired from the sleep still. Takes his hand and places it on your shoulder and just buries his head into your chest. And for the first time, you came back.
don't say anything. I just hug the kid.
Sybil, anything from you?
We'll always come back. We'll always come back.
He just continues to lie there before kind of turning his head out and just looking over the decks. Where is everyone? Are they hiding?
They might be hiding for a while, Sam.
They're safe, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He just kind of looks over to you, Sybil, and just puts a hand out.
Sybil's going to reach out this hand and try to take Sam's.
You just place your hand on his and grip it tightly. And as the ship slowly pulls out further and further, away from Southsert, away from the flames, away from the death, there is a single low smile that breaks through in the periphery of your vision, Sybil. Yes. And it is there, as the forbidden hope escapes, carrying the survivors, that we come to the end of Season 1 of Chalice. I want to say, first and foremost, an enormous thank you for our wonderful cast, for everyone who was put up with what I've been doing.
Subjected to
works well. And frankly, for the amazing performances from everyone, not only those currently here, but from James and from Holly throughout the entirety of our first season. As always, of course, I also thank our wonderful audience for joining in with everything that we've done, as much as it is. And of course, I invite you, and hopefully the lovely people here, to return for Season 2. As and when that is. I think at that point, I really just hand on over to our frankly amazing players. Those are who we have with us. And of course, once again, I give my thanks to those who can't be here with us this evening. So please, first and foremost, Lynn.
Hello. I'm a hot mess right now. I'm Lynn. I played Cecily. Yeah, that was a wild ride, but the dog was okay, and that's what counts. I do also stream. I am on Twitch as Pantoufles Art, also known as Pan. I recently completed this bad boy, of which you can see a snippet. It's Growth of Desolation card from Magic the Gathering. So if you want a really chill stream to come hang out in, I am live most days about midday British summertime, doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you everyone for this nuts journey that has been Chalice, this fantastic journey, and thanks to all of you guys, to Holly, to James, to Ben, to Danny, and we will see you again in season 2.
We certainly will. Max, please.
I'm Max. I still play Jules. She's not dead yet. I mean, mostly inside, but not outside. If you want to find me on Instagram, that's about the only place I am. Is YallopMax at YallopMax. But yeah, I'll see you guys in season 2.
And we will. Subil. Or, of course, the better name of Billy.
I thought you were going to go for the great Gary then.
I was ready for it as well.
Better.
Hello, everyone.
I got an appearance in the last day.
Had to get great Gary in. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been an incredible first season with these incredible people. Somehow, through lots and lots of cardio, Subil is still with us, ish, I think. So let's hope maybe we'll see him next season. Yeah, I want to, have a massive thank you to all of these people. I think they're there on my screen, maybe over there. I don't know. These players are incredible, and Ben won't admit it, but he loves us really, and he loves all of you guys. And yeah, maybe love is a strong word, but he is an incredible DM. And we are all, I'm sure the cast will agree, thankful for him for running this for us and for you guys. So thanks for joining us on this journey, and I'll see you in season 2, hopefully.
Thank you very much, Billy. Appreciated. I'm not going to tear up, but
Void points?
Somewhere in there. No, the void inside fluctuated a bit there, if that's of any benefit.
I'll take that.
And for those, of course, who are last and left behind, Jago.
Hi, I'm Jago. I'm not okay. We'll see what the fuck happens to old Jack, whether he's not coming back for a while at the very least.
You can find another boat. You could be quick. It could be literally on our tail. You don't know.
Yeah, just
20
talk
minutes.
out
Catch
and
up
bend
to-
those bars.
Yeah, season 2 opens 20 minutes later. Hey guys.
Yeah. We turn up, an hour later, you're right behind us. That's what's going to start.
Spoilers, come on. Yes, thank you for to everybody, to Ben for concocting this in his questionable mind, for
Right,
Danny to giving us the platform to tell this story, to you for watching and apparently enjoying our suffering, you sick freaks.
Don't be mean to our audience.
I'm sorry, but still, come on.
Direct it at me if you have to direct it at anyone.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Oh god, let's see what happens next time. Oh,
We definitely will. And of course, throughout all of this, I've been Ben. I am in various places at Try Again Ben, and indeed next season we will be trying again. I also work for Modifius as a project manager over there. So if you ever want to experience something like this, maybe something I've had my hand in, go and look at Modifius stuff. It's great.
you'll know he's had his hand in it because it will be murder.
Dead hands.
And of course, just to say for them as well, obviously our wonderful Holly. It's at Holly Healey on various places, so give her a look. I think she's in the Twitch chat somewhere, so I'll let her do her thing. But of course, she wrote the music in the intro and has just been fantastic throughout. And then finally, of course, we also have James, who you can find over on Black Cats Gaming or at Black Cats or at Gillistern, I believe, who does all sorts of wonderful things with the Black Cats Gaming Guys, and of course is in the middle of making his own little RPG. If you like Cthulhu and pirates, go and have a little fun.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I mean, you're here, so I'd expect you.
Yeah. But of course, last but not least, we do want to once again point over to our wonderful sponsors, of course, but our wonderful, wonderful people. Excuse me, I do apologise. For Hispanic Heritage Month, do apologise. It's been a very long thing, and I'm probably more affected than I thought I was. So. Again, if you check into our comments, you can go and look up the True Self Foundation and give anything you can to help them. As you said at the beginning, they're doing some amazing work and helping some people that really, really need it. Give what you can, help where you can, as much as I would ask for anyone, anywhere, and doing anything. You can't always be right. You can at least be kind. So. With that, we come to a conclusion and we say goodbye for the last time of season 1. So thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you next time.
Bye! Thank you!
We may hold for a little bit longer.